If you're an artist, a designer, any kind of creator, you already know that passion is, well, it's everything. But building a career that actually lasts, one that sustains you, that takes a real roadmap. So that's what we're going to build today, using insights from people and groups who are all about helping creatives thrive. Let's jump in. So let's just start with a really direct question. Take a second and think about it. Are you really where you want to be right now in your creative life? Maybe you're 10 years in, maybe you're just starting out. It's a tough question, for sure, but it's a really important one. You know, if that question made you squirm a little bit, you are definitely not alone. These frustrations are so incredibly common. It's that feeling, right? You have the vision in your head, but something's just missing. Maybe it's not enough work, or it's the wrong kind of clients. Maybe it's the money, or you just can't nail down your style. This is a universal part of the creative journey. Okay, so where do we even begin with all that? Well, we start by shifting our focus. We stop worrying about all the things we can't control, and we zoom in on the one thing we absolutely can, our daily practice. And this right here, this is a huge mindset shift. It is so easy to get completely fixated on outcomes. Selling 10 paintings, getting a ton of likes, quitting the day job. But honestly, those things are pretty unpredictable. What you can control is the process. The daily act of painting, of reading, of practicing your craft, that is what builds real, lasting momentum. This quote just nails it. So many of us are totally paralyzed by the fear of making bad work. But here's the secret. The bad work isn't a failure. It's a prerequisite. It's the path you have to walk to get to the good stuff. You have to be willing to do the reps, to get through the messy parts, to eventually get to the work you're really proud of. Okay, so you've committed to the daily practice. Awesome. What's next? Well, now it's time to build your professional toolkit. Because let's face it, talent is one thing, but a sustainable career, that requires a whole different set of skills. And this is where things get super practical. Resources like Creative Capital's Artist Lab are designed to fill that exact gap. Think of it as an online platform that gives artists all the business and strategy skills they usually don't teach you in art school. I mean, just look at the kind of skills they cover. We're talking about the crucial nuts and bolts here. Understanding contracts and copyright, learning how to actually talk about your work and network, writing grants that get funded, and, this is a big one, managing your money. This is the stuff that really turns your passion into an actual profession. And maybe the best part, these courses are totally free for individual artists. And they're available in both English and Spanish. Removing that financial barrier is just an absolute game changer for so many creators out there. So, once you have the mindset and you're building the skills, the next piece of this puzzle is your environment. And this is really a two-part equation. You need a space for that deep focus creation, but you also need a community for that vital human connection. This captures that duality perfectly. On one hand, you need a sanctuary, right? A private studio where you can do deep, focused work without distractions. But on the other hand, you need a hub, a place to connect, to share ideas, and get feedback from people who get it. You really need both. If we take a local place like the Chesterton Art Center as an example, just look at the ecosystem it provides. It's not just about taking a class. It's about gallery shows, community events, and just being around other creative people. It's the antidote to that feeling of isolation so many artists struggle with. And that idea of community leads us right into our next big point, the broader support systems that address the real-world, messy challenges of being a working artist. And let's be real for a second. One of the biggest hurdles for so many creatives is trying to balance the insane demands of a creative practice with the responsibilities of being a parent or a caregiver. I mean, it can feel like a totally impossible choice sometimes. But here's the really good news. The arts world is finally starting to adapt. There's this incredible growing ecosystem of artist residencies that are being designed specifically to support parent artists. And this is happening all over the place. You've got places like Acre and Wisconsin offering specific support. Then there's Caldera Arts out in Oregon, which provides flexible residencies and even stipends for families. Even legendary spots like Yaddo in New York are now offering childcare stipends. And the same thing's happening at MacDowell in New Hampshire. Look, this isn't some small trend. It's a massive industry-wide shift to support artists through every single stage of life. The New Harmony Project sums up the whole goal perfectly. It's all about lifting up caregiver artists with flexibility and support. This means giving them what they actually need, whether that's childcare right there on site or stipends to help cover costs back home. It's real, practical help. Which brings us full circle. We've talked about mindset, skills, your environment, and these amazing support systems. Now, let's bring it all the way back to you and what you can do, starting right now. 100. That's the number. It's the number of days in so many of these creative challenges you see online. And there's a reason for that. It's just long enough to build a real solid habit, but it's short enough that it doesn't feel completely overwhelming. It's about committing to the process, not the final outcome. So, I want to leave you with this question. Forget about the grand 5-year plan for just a moment. Instead, ask yourself this. What is one small, manageable practice that you can commit to every single day for just the next 100 days? Because that is where the real transformation begins.